Look at this. Yep. You just saw that right. That was a 7'3" build doing an explosive behind the back. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make that build. I'm going to be giving you guys all the best animations and badges. And speaking of badges, you can check all of the threshold unlock requirements for specific badges on NBA2KLabs.com for free. Although this site has many free features that you can use, I highly recommend that you get their premium subscription using code Joey to get 20% off at checkout. All right, so for this build, you're going to be making it obviously at the center position because we have to make this build 7'3". Weight, we're going to go 234 pounds to get an 84 strength, and we're also going to go with a 7'3" wingspan. All right, so when it comes to the finishing, we're going to go with an 86 close shot, which will get you fearless finisher on gold, a 73 driving dunk, which will get you posterizer on bronze, an 81 standing dunk, which will get you the basic big man standing contact dunks. And a nice combo between the 70 driving dunk and the 80 standing dunk is unlocking the Karl Anthony Towns dunk package, which has a bunch of really glitchy tomahawk dunks in it, which do really well, especially when we don't have limitless takeoff in the game this year. And lastly, when it comes to finishing, we have an 85 post control, which is going to get you post fade phenom on Hall of Fame, which is an absolutely insane badge this year. I don't really have a whole lot of finishing clips right here in the post, hitting with the post hop into the up and under, and it is a and one. And now when it comes to the shooting, you're going to get a 90 mid-range shot and an 85 three-point shot. That's going to get you access to limitless range on bronze. And you're also going to get Deadeye on gold, blinders on gold, and a bunch of really good shooting badges on gold, and some on Hall of Fame as well, which obviously we mentioned with post-fade phenom. Now let's take a look at these shooting highlights. Right here, we got sharp shooting takeover. There's about 5 seconds left in the game. Hit it with the hezzy drive into the spin shot back the other way, and that's green. Oh my goodness, that was actually a really cool shot right here. One to the corner, hit it with the hezzy crossover back the other way, hit it with the mid-range fade, and it's an easy bucket. And like I said, we still got our post game on this build right here in the post, hitting with the post hop shot, get that Hall of Fame post fade phenom activated. Right here, we got sharp shooting takeover. I'm hitting him with the spin shot again, contested in his face, does not matter, it's dropping. You know, this build offensively is a very fun, but you're going to be a knockdown catch and shooter as well. Right here now, back in the post again, hit him with the post hop shot, and it's green, it's wide open. I swear to God, none of y'all know how to defend that shot. But yeah, no, man, this build is insane on offense. And I'll take a look at this right here. We got takeover. We're going to hit him with the behind the back into the hezzy, cross back over the other way into the spin shot. He's on the floor, so we gotta shoot it right on over him and get that wide open shot. Again, this build is absolutely insane. You could break ankles on a 7'3". All right, so now looking at the playmaking, you're going to get an 86 pass accuracy, which will get you break starter on gold, a 66 ball control, and a 43 speed with ball. Now that 66 ball control is actually going to do way more than you think it does. That's actually what's going to allow you to do those explosive behind the backs and get some really good behind the back misdirections as well as you're dribbling on this big. You only need a 60 ball control, but we ended up going all the way up to a 66 so we could get access to some other dribble moves. You can use Kawhi Leonard's dribble breakdowns. You can use Giannis Antetokounmpo's signature size up. There's just a lot of really good things that you can get with that 65, 66 ball control rating, so I just figured we might as well max it out. But yeah, now moving on to the playmaking, that 86 pass accuracy is going to do wonders for you on offense, whether you're throwing the break or you're in a half-court set trying to dot wide open teammates. This 86 pass accuracy is going to be a perfect sweet spot for your big man build. When it comes to passing styles, I've been kind of fluctuating between using Domantas Sabonis as well as Nikola Jokic, and I think my personal favorite is Nikola Jokic, but however, I'm not entirely sure if it is 100% the best passing style, but it does have a lot of pros to it. But yeah, no, long story short, you're going to be an elite playmaker on this build. That 86 pass accuracy is no joke. You're going to be able to zip passes right past people on this game, especially since passing lane stills aren't really super great right now, which is definitely something I hope does get buffed in a future patch. But as of right now, I'm really liking the passing system in this game. It seems like players now, and maybe it's because of pro play, they decide to pass the ball at better angles when throwing the ball up the court. Like, let's say if I have somebody in front of me and I have the Nikola Jokic passing style equipped, he'll throw it a little bit more like higher in the air, and it'll have a higher release point as he's passing it, so it can clear anybody who's directly in front of me. And I feel like that type of common sense while passing the ball is something that's been definitely needed in this game, and I really enjoyed that new feature. All right, so now when it comes to the defense, you're going to get an 82 interior defense, which will get you post-move lockdown on silver, a 63 perimeter defense, a 54 steal, an 87 block, which is going to get you anchor on silver, and then an 85 defensive rebound, which will get you silver rebound chaser as well as gold box out beast. Now with this 7'3", you're going to be able to get a lot of stops on defense, with one, defense just being way better in this year's game, and two, you could just get crazy chase down blocks in general. All right, and now taking a look at the build fully maxed out, you could also see the physicals down below. Speed and acceleration are going to be maxed out. You're also going to have an 84 strength, a 74 vertical, and a 98 stamina. That 84 strength is really good. You're going to get bulldozer on silver as well as immovable enforcer on silver. And immovable enforcer is actually one of my favorite badges for bigs in this year's game because you can actually get crazy stops with that badge. Now, there is just one thing that I would really like to point out with this build before you guys do decide to make it, okay? The 7-3s are very slow in this year's game. So I don't even know if I really 100% recommend that you guys make this version of the build. However, if you want to make a more well-rounded version of this build, I highly recommend you go down to the height of 7'1". 7'1" is actually better in a couple of ways too, because this is the maximum height where you can get a 93 mid-range shot, which will get you catch and shoot on Hall of Fame. And you can also still get an 86 three-pointer, which will get you aged threes on silver, which is a very nice thing to have on this like ISO stretch big type of build. And one really good thing with the 7'1" too is that the speed is much faster. You're going to get a 66 speed, and you're also going to get an 80 vertical, which will let you get chase down artists on gold, which is way different compared to the 7'3", where 7'3s can only get bronze chase down artists. I'm promising you that chase down artist is going to make a big difference in the long run, and if you do want to make this type of build, I highly recommend you go with the 7'1" version instead of 7'3", just to make you faster, more nimble, allow you to get more open. But again, the 7'3" was a very cool build to play on, but I highly recommend you just go simple and go 7'1". Now, coming out of the My Player Builder, you're going to get the player comparisons of Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, and Joel Embiid, and you're going to get the player name 3-level threat. You're going to get that on both versions, whether you make the 7'1" or the 7'3", and overall this build is really cool. But now let's take a look at the animations and the jump shot that I was using on this build. All right, now let's take a look at the animations that I was using on this build. Dunk style, like I said, I really like just using Karl Anthony Towns. Dribble pull up, I'm using basic. Spin jumper, Dirk Nowitzki. Hop jumper, Nikola Jokic. Then when it comes to my post up moves, I like post fades, Pro 2 and Luka Doncic. Sometimes I use Nikola Jokic just for fun, but again, I main Pro 2 and Luka Doncic. Post hook is obviously Joel Embiid. That's by far the best post hook in the game. Post hop shot's going to be Kobe Bryant. That's my favorite post hop shots, my bread and butter when it comes to scoring in the mid-range post area. Then when it comes to the playmaking pass style, like I said, Nikola Jokic is my personal favorite right now. Dribble style, normal, which is definitely one of my favorite dribble styles in the game. Signature size up, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then for our regular and aggressive breakdown combos, we're rocking Kawhi Leonard. Escape moves, we're using Joel Embiid, and then for combo moves, crossover, and behind the back, we're all using normal. Spin, I'm using Nikola Jokic, but I'm probably going to switch that back over to normal. Hesitation, I'm using basic, and for step back, I'm using Joel Embiid. All right, and then when it comes to the jump shot, this has been my go-to jump shot for all my stretch bigs with a high 3-point rating. Base, we're using Kevin Durant. Release 1, Tim Duncan. Release 2, Tim Duncan. Yes, sir. We're going pure Tim Duncan on the release. And then the release speed obviously is going to be maxed out. This is a really good jump shot. A, timing stability, which is going to help you get a more consistent timing shot on every single shot you take. And A, release speed, which is going to make this jump shot very fast. A B+ in defensive immunity, as well as a B+ in release height, which will help you shoot over people and shoot contested. But that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. I gave you guys everything: the build, the animations, the jump shot. So you now have everything you need to know to use on this build so you could cook up on a 7'3", or if you end up making the 7'1". But that's it, man. I'm out. Peace.